know there's a problem when that was the best thing in the last X-Men movie. Wait, I actually kind of like that movie.
Hey, sexy bitch.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I know this has absolutely nothing to do with the movie, but has anyone noticed besides me that the poster for Logan looks very similar for the poster for the movie Free State of Jones? Why so similar? So a few days ago I decided to check out the movie Logan. I decided to even keep my ticket stub because that's something I do, it's part of my collection. So yeah, I decided to see the movie Logan. You can get that. Time really does fly by when you're not thinking about it. You know, it feels like just the other day, the year 2000 was here. In the year 2000, we saw the birth of Britney Spears with Oops, I Did It Again, the fear of Y2K, crop tops and low-rise pants for women, and bleached spiked blonde hair for guys. I remember those days. I remember, you know, putting batteries in my CD player and Game Boy, and just having a good time. To be honest, I don't really remember much from that era, because I was only 6 years old at the time. But I do remember seeing, you know, the birth of the superhero genre in a way. I remember going to the movie theater with my parents and seeing the very first X-Men film. And now, the 10th film in the X-Men franchise is here, Logan. And that's not all. Studios are still planning Deadpool 2 and another X-Men film, possibly a spin-off. And they have a spin-off television series called Legion that follows the son of Professor Xavier. So overall, these mutants have been pretty damn busy the last few years. The film franchise has been known for always having a PG-13 rating. That was until Deadpool came out and was rated R. That is when studios realized that certain superheroes can be rated R and still make a lots of money and still be loved by many fans. That is why Logan took a risk and is rated R in a PG-13 franchise. I used to tell people that before the X-Men film franchise begun, before, you know, being rated R was cool, there was another Marvel superhero film that was rated R called Blade. As much as I loved the movie, I can now see where other people are coming from. There's trying to say that it was the movie Deadpool, a property that was already attached to a mainstream franchise that was deeply rooted in PG-13 territory. Some people see Deadpool as, you know, 20th Century Fox opening the door for Logan. In the film, Wolverine, actually, let me cut that. And he is no longer Wolverine. He is now, you know, going by just Logan. Old man Logan. You see, Logan is directed by James Mangold, the same director as the Wolverine. It's set in the future, the near future, not too far. I believe it's the year 2029. Where mutants are very rare in society. In the future, where a weary, old, depressed Logan, played by Hugh Jackman, takes care of an ill Professor Xavier, played by Patrick Stewart, in Mexico. Logan wants to hide from the world until a young mutant arrives. A young mutant that is wanted by Donald Pierce. The young mutant, Laura, aka X-23, is the daughter of Logan. The Professor and Logan want to get X-23 to a safe haven for mutants called Eden. Before Pierce gets a hold of her and uses her for a dark plan, Hugh Jackman has also stated that this is his last portrayal, his last stand as the iconic comic book character Wolverine, which for me, he will always be Wolverine. He can sing and tap dance all he wants on Broadway, but I'll be that one guy in the crowd yelling, "Bring out the claws, bub!" Also, this movie is rated R with a purpose. It isn't rated R to show you more titties, more blood, more guts, and more, you know, have characters use more profanity. It's like, how can I put this? It's not like the rated R version of Batman v Superman, where Batman drops an F-bomb once or twice. Because to me, that's not really being edgy or taking a chance. taking a chance is making a project rated R to challenge the character's morals, have character development, and go in a new direction for the story, which this film does honestly very well. Now, you have 20th Century Fox taking a huge risk with not only this character, but with this franchise as well. If you are thinking that you are getting another comic book movie that follows the same pattern as all the other comic book movies, believe me, you are getting something new and refreshing in the superhero genre. This is something that the genre has been needing for a long time. One of the many problems with the X-Men movies and X-Men Apocalypse was it was more of the same. I did enjoy the movie X-Men Apocalypse. On the other hand, I do believe it is one of the weaker films in the series. I also feel like this film is even telling the audience on screen that this is not a typical superhero film. In the film Logan actually picks up an X-Men comic book. He talks about how this comic book isn't like us, and it really didn't happen like this. In this world, even though he is Wolverine, everything that made him Wolverine is starting to slowly fade away. His claws don't come out like they used to. He is really sick, weary. He doesn't heal as fast as he used to. The other members of the X-Men are actually dead, and he is, ready to sail off into the sunset. These films usually deal with mutants. However, this is the most human movie in the history of the series. This film pulls back on, the big budget, the CGI, and really gives us a character-driven film a really good character-driven film in the franchise. This is honestly the most depressing film in the series. It's almost like the film doesn't even like their main character. It's sad to see what Wolverine has come to. He once saved the world, he has traveled back in time, and he's been a hero for people and mutants. Now he is miserable, sick, has thoughts of suicide, he is dirty. He has a job as a limousine driver driving teenagers to prom. It's like calling an Uber one day and a rusty old beat-up car comes pulling in the driveway and it's a big-name celebrity. It's like, so, Idris, are you researching a character for a future role as an Uber driver? And Idris is like, yeah, I'm researching on Google Maps where the hell you need to go. Also, the professor once was a wise man giving words of wisdom and trying to create peace for both mutants and humans. Now he yells, acts crazy, and much like Wolverine, it's sad to see what he has become. Even though later on in the film he reconnects with Logan and his true self-purpose. This movie is more of a drama, but this movie has a lot of action too. When Wolverine goes berserk, I am telling you, that son of a bitch goes berserk, buck wild, and he straight up loses his mind. Claws exit out of people's faces, skulls, and this is the most brutal I've ever seen Wolverine. X-23 is also, real hardcore and badass as well. Sometimes she outshines Wolverine in the fight scenes, if you can believe that. The little girl in the movie, she is a great actress, X-23. Most of the time she's quiet, and she has to show us her feelings through facial expressions, which she captures those emotions very well. When she does speak, both English and Spanish, you can tell she is delivering her lines with passion. She has so much emotional weight to carry, and for this little girl, it seems like the weight wasn't too heavy at all. She also has some really funny scenes as well. So, a lot of people think this movie is an adaptation of the Old Man comic book series by Mark Millar, and no, it is not. I love the Old Man comic book series that Mark Millar created, but if you are coming into this movie thinking you're getting that comic in a movie, unfortunately, you are not. The only similarity between the comic book and this movie is that Wolverine is old. I also know that this movie is the end of an era for the X-Men films, but as much as I love the series, I do not think this will be the last of these mutants. Even though this movie ended so beautifully, it wouldn't bother me at all if this was the last film in the franchise. I love the way the film ends. Even though it was a little depressing, it was a nice send-off for Hugh Jackman. It ended where, if the movies want to, they can possibly create a spin-off, and it seemed to put everything to rest in a positive way. Is this my favorite X-Men movie? Well, it depends on how you look at it. It's my favorite character-driven movie of the series. but my favorite movies in the franchise are still X2, X-Men United, and X-Men First Class. I do believe the villain is a little weak, and when the villain creates someone with Wolverine likeness to fight off against the real Wolverine, I feel like that was a little flat. Personally, I would have liked to seen Sabretooth come back. This movie has well-developed characters, it's a change in the genre, it's action-packed, it's funny, it's a perfect send-off for Hugh Jackman. Thank you, Hugh Jackman. I really dug you and this character for the last 17 years. I grew up with this character, and this was a really good movie. And I believe Logan earns an 8.5 out of 10. So those are my thoughts on the new film Logan. Also, what is your favorite X-Men film in the franchise? Also, what are some of your favorite, R-rated superhero films? I'm actually kind of interested in what you guys and gals would have to say. Some of my favorite R-rated comic book movies are Kick-Ass, Sin City, Dread, Blade, Kingsman, The Secret Service, 30 Days a Night, and Watchmen. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. It's kind of sad to see the X-Men franchise come to a close, but I feel like this is the beginning of a new era for the X-Men when it comes to the movies. That being said, thank you all so much for watching this video once again, and I hope you all have an excellent day as always. Wait, that was pretty bad of a pun. Before you guys leave, has anyone seen my Game Boy and some batteries? I've been looking everywhere.